Yeah, I mean, Dan has like, yeah, I've spent a lot of time with Dan. He has that. Number one, he has that immediate respect. I don't think you can undersell that because, a guy who was a real high performer at Penn State and then in the NFL. I mean, those guys are going to look at him differently than they look at me, or anybody else from the start, just walking in the room. And then, yeah, I've seen that he's a very detailed guy, so he's training them like he was trained in the NFL, and he gives them a lot of information, and detailed information that I think is a real plus.
Rojas was limited in the spring. What was he able to get done, though? I mean, like, I assume film and that sort of thing?
Yeah, the film in the meeting room. I just met with Tony yesterday, actually. Yeah, he's able. You can see when we're going through some things now, and even like a jog through kind of pace, that he's picked a lot of it up. He's smart. So, and he wants it. He wants it. He wants to be able to learn and grow his game, into a more of an NFL style game. So, I feel like he picked up a lot, by just learning in the spring. Now he's got to put it on the field.
How big is camp for him then?
Huge. Yeah, I mean, it's huge. His development in this system has got to be a lot faster because he didn't have the spring. So, and I told him I'm gonna. Expectations are high. We expect a lot out of him. So he, of course, he'll be able to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but he's going to have to pick up the corrections at a faster pace.
Well, he's got to be a leader too, right? I
mean, all of it. Yeah. All of it. He's in that role now, and he knows that. We talked about that.
Amari, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Coach, so obviously your first year here. So how has being here in the first couple months kind of lived up to the expectations, kind of nationwide, about the Penn State program?
Yeah, I think you feel the culture immediately when you walk in. I mean, when you see it from afar as an opponent, you can tell how the guys play, how they carry themselves, the way they execute. You can tell that's part of Coach Franco's culture. But when you're actually in it and you're seeing that the standards are kept every day, it's even better than I thought.
Coach Kotelnicki mentioned a second ago just about how having a staff and how everybody collaborates helps everybody in the organization. So how have you kind of grown to learn that throughout your career, and how much has this staff already helped you and continue to help you improve and help everybody improve in the organization?
Yeah, I think it's a real family here. It's kind of an overused word, but it's a real family. Everybody's pulling in the same direction. Information is freely shared. No one is trying to, do things from an ego standpoint or just concerned about their side of the ball. I think that's a tribute to the culture Coach Franco has built, and I've seen it here just in my short time really operate at the highest level with all the staff members, helping each other and pulling in the same direction.
Thank you so much.
What did you see from Amari from North Carolina? Like, I assume you watch film, and that's a stupid question because I know you watch film of everybody, but...
No, Amari, what I saw from Amari was the ability to play in space and then also inside the box. So I thought he had a really nice combination of the athletic skills necessary to operate in the open field. But when it came to being tough inside, those are the linebackers that are hard to find. Can they be in space, and then can they defend the straight ahead run? And I saw that on film.
Everybody knows about Zane. Who are some of the guys who are also kind of stepping up there? We haven't seen a lot of some of those kids.
No, I think I was impressed with with the other tackles. Xavier, Gillen, Ty Blaney, I thought, and even Owen Wafer, who just came in here, right? I was really impressed by those guys with the way they played. Randy, for a young freshman coming in, I thought, so that tackle group, everybody knows about Zane, but I was impressed. Now I haven't seen Ford yet,
Right.
And he's a guy that Deion thinks really highly of. So I'm real happy with the depth there.
Darius Dixon's a guy that impressed a lot of people seeing him for the first time in the blue-white game. What impresses you about him, and is he a guy that could see some significant playing time even as a true freshman in the secondary?
Definitely, he is. I was as impressed with Darius as I've been with any freshman in my career who's still supposed to be in high school. You know, I mean, for guys to come in at that mid-year, he has a incredible maturity, you know, and consistency. You know, he doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. You know, that maturity that you see, you don't expect from a high school senior. So, yes, the talent, they're all talented, or they wouldn't be at Penn State. But he has the maturity to play right away.
Jim, you guys, Andy said one day have to look